All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of 3 Pound Fishing. We are back on my home lake, and I am absolutely stoked. Now, you can't tell right here, but actually the wind is up about 20 miles an hour, and we're kind of hidden in this cove, so which makes my lake pretty awesome. But what we're going to talk about today is during the summer, those fish actually make that transition to deeper water. And on my home lake, that's anywhere between 12 and 20 feet. So what we're going to do is talk about tactics to fish those particular crappie during the summertime. Summertime is a tougher time, I think people think, but it definitely can get done with the right equipment, but not only that, but the right tactics. So we're going to fish for deep summer crappie in this episode. I'm going to show you some examples of that today. Again, anything between 12 and 20 feet, you're going to see that. And what I do to catch those fish. Summer crappie are awesome, and it's just a great opportunity to get out, especially during the weekdays, which is where we're at today. And yeah, low boat traffic, not a lot of pressure, and you're out there just catching slabs. So before we get started, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, and if you're really interested, join the membership. While I'm out here doing this video, I'll actually put together videos just for the members, and you can get some unedited content, quick access to stuff like settings, etc. by joining the membership. All right, here we go. Fish are going in the boat. That's what I'm talking about. Get out of the wind and you find fish. All right. Now these fish are down there around that 12-foot number right now. And seems to be a good grouping. Now, I was looking at some deeper water earlier before we got here, and I am definitely seeing a thermocline starting to form. Now, we've got water temperatures at 78, which is, you know, that's pretty cool actually at this point, but we have seen them as high as 84. So we've had this drastic cool down in the area. But I'll tell you right now, fish are definitely moving deeper. Wrong episode. Boom. But you could have some fun here. Now, there's some big fish in there mixed in with these smaller guys. If we could get through these guys, we're definitely going to see some action. But these fish right now look like they're sitting around that 12.5 foot. Now what I do is I like my split shot right here, guys. And right now I'm using a 1/32 ounce hair jig. This is the gumdrop on the website. Check it out. And then again, I go straight to the jig. Everybody asks me, do you do a leader? Do you do a leader? I do not do a leader. I don't ever do a leader. And it's because the diameter of this braid is so small that I have confidence that fish aren't going to see it. And I'm not in that camp, so to speak. Now, if I were on a really clear body of water, I might get in that camp. But right now, our water visibility is 4 foot. And we're just gonna catch a couple more here just to get a vibe for it. We gotta do a better cast, but we've got some guys sitting out there. Now you could plan a minnow on these guys. Now it'd be tough at 12 feet, but you could do it with the long leader method. I've talked about that in several episodes. We talk about it on the members only page for sure. But right now I'm just skirting this side where I think the bigger fish are. Here we go. And I'll tell you what, I did not even feel that fish whatsoever, guys. It's such a light bite. I played the screen 100% of the time. Right there. Of course, we let them go. All right, we're gonna let that pile go just because it's definitely loaded up with a ton of fish. We're gonna save that one for a guide trip. But let's talk about the length of rod, because this is really important, especially for these finicky fish that have a super light bite. We just caught that fish without having any feel whatsoever. We literally just played the screen. And the reason why I feel that that's possible is because of 10-footers. 10-footers, in my opinion, you can set the hook that much faster. You have leverage. All you're doing is flipping your wrist up, and you've got that fish caught. Now, don't get me wrong, you can catch fish with 8-footers, 6-footers, and that's, you know, obviously that's a favorite, and we've even got one out right here. But my total tip of the day has to be, try a 10-footer. Get used to casting a 10-footer. You're not casting at long distances. You're casting it anywhere between 20 and 35 feet. And that's an easy flip of the wrist with a 10-footer. I do it every day, and it gets the job done because you can set that hook so dramatically fast. I mean, just boom, you've got that. I mean, it's amazing how fast you can set it if you think you have a fish on. Now, in that case, I just saw it on the screen. I played the screen. I was correct. You start to learn a rhythm of the fish. So anyway, just try a 10-footer. Honest to God, just try a 10-footer and see, and don't just go out there and do it for 10 minutes. Do it for a couple days and see how you feel. I think you're gonna like the versatility of a 10-footer, I think. Here we go. Had to bring out the king's tail, and we got a slab. Yeah. Look at those guys, man. All the way down there at 16 foot, and that guy came off the absolute ground, which was 18 feet. I mean, if that's not summer fishing, I don't know what is. At least on my lake, that certainly is. Look at those guys down there, man. All right, so what I did was I just mixed up the bait a little bit. Went to a paddle tail and got them to move. They were a little lethargic at first, but that's a slab right there. Bam, that is a great fish. Fishing summer crappie deep. That's where they go, and you've got to start looking. There's no doubt about it. Even at water temperatures at 80, we let them go right here, guys. Even at water temperatures at 80, you know, they're finding their sweet spot. And when that thermocline starts to hit, I look right at that thermocline, and you can see that thermocline right on live scope. In fact, I could see it deeper here on the lake, but we're going to go over that on a different episode. But again, I supplement my bait with a number 7 split shot. So that's the fall rate that I'm used to and accustomed to. And so that's what I like to use. Now, don't forget, a hair jig is going to fall faster. Now, we've caught them with hair jigs, we've caught them with paddle tails, but I always remember that a hair jig is going to absorb the water, and so it is going to fall much faster than a plastic where it's, you know, pushing the water away. So, great fish right there. Ooh, baby. There's some fish down there. Now, like I said, you could still fish this with a minnow. You know, you certainly could go with a slip float, but I'd even do it with one of those long leader setups that I use. It will drag them in there. Look at those guys, all the way down there, 20 feet. Can we get one to react? There we go. All the way down there, guys. Man, I love the Striker 10. This is a good fish. Yeah, tournament fish right there. Bam. Even in the summertime, even in the summertime, you can catch absolute toads. This is an absolute toad. On my home lake, this is a tournament fish. Right there. That's a fantastic fatty, big thick back. Oh, you gotta love it, you gotta love it, you gotta love it. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna keep this one for pictures. That is worthy of a picture, and then we'll release it. One of the things I wanted to talk about was trolling motors, guys. I have always emphasized a good trolling motor on your boat, always. So I don't care what kind of boat you have, but if you have a good trolling motor, you can turn that boat into an absolute weapon. I like the Ultrex. I'm not sponsored by Minn Kota or anything like that, but I'm a big fan of the Ultrex. I know that a lot of people are going to be fans of the Force and all these other ones, and I think they're great too, but I can tell you it's the small movements and the smoothness of the Ultrex and the incredible build of that pedal that makes it super special. So whichever brand you guys choose to go with in terms of a trolling motor, just know that a trolling motor is the most important part of your boat. You can have a small engine on your boat. You can have a crappy tent, just something not so pretty, right? You can have the smallest boat in the world, but if you have a good trolling motor, it changes everything about your boat. I have a lot of people during guide trips ask me about the trolling motor. How is it so quiet? It's so powerful, blah, 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 blah. And I would just say, a good trolling motor changes everything. They're all powerful, trust me. They're probably all quiet, but I can tell you the Ultrex is my fan. I mean, I'm an absolute favorite. The other thing is efficiency on your monitor. I use Cornfield Fishing Gear in regards to their mounts. This isn't just a sales pitch. I'm just saying everything you see on my boat, down to the power poles, live scope, it's all about customer service. If you've got good customer service, you've got the right product in your boat. I want to be able to call them, get somebody to answer, and then give me, you know, support me the way that I need to be supported. In other words, if it wasn't my fault, they take care of you, and those companies do 100%. So anyway, just a little bit. Today, again, we're fishing with a mixture of the King's Tail, the Striker 10, sniping braid, and just getting it down to those deep fish. Try the split shots. I know that it could pierce the line, but it's a quick, efficient way to change the size. Like when I was at Wren Lake, I was using a number 3 split shot. Now we're down to we're up at a number 7. So I changed the size of my split shots depending upon how deep the fish are or how heavy the wind is, because I want to make sure that that long line is taut, very, you know, it's not being pushed around by the wind. Here he comes, you see it? Boom. I love the 10-footer, guys. And I'm loving this bait. Gumdrop is crushing it. Look at that slab. That is absolutely using the stair-step approach to catch a fish. We're letting them go. And great thing about a 10-footer is you can literally just now vertical jig. Now you're going to say, I can do that with an 8-footer. Well, you can, but you can't get far enough away from the trolling motor to make yourself feel really comfortable. And so that's why I love, just see how that guy's coming right there? Little baby steps. Oh, little baby steps. I can get 4 feet away. And normally what I like to promote is put your finger on the braid right here, but I don't like to get on top of these fish even though they're all the way down there. But in this case I will, just to see if we can get one to move for us. But I feel like on my home lake they feel the pressure of a boat. Here we go. Small guy. Fun nonetheless. Fun nonetheless. You can see those guys down there, all the way down there at 16 feet, which is crazy. I think there's even fish down there deeper than that. Here I am coming through all that mess. Sometimes you have to get through the small stuff. You got to try to hope that they... There we go. Small eater. All right, guys. That one's gonna bring us home. I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please consider joining the membership. While I was out here, I actually made 3 videos for members only that really specify certain particular parts of crappie fishing, which makes it easy for them to go to the catalog and figure out whatever topic it is and come up with the solution really quick. Makes it a lot easier than going through long, videos that a lot of content creators are doing. So consider doing the membership. I'm also giving away waypoints during that membership, certain levels of the membership. But I appreciate you guys. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.